Alright, g'day, hi and welcome. I don't know how much battery I got left, but I just want to finish up on this. This is a big topic, but you know, it's a topic that people are talking about, and I think it's safe enough for YouTube. Who knows, I might get the channel banned, but the other thing I would say is like for women, like the advice I'm giving mostly is for young men, because women typically don't watch videos like this anyway. But if they do, if the off chance they are, the advice I'd give is different for women than it is. There's some stuff that holds true for both, but in the long term, like for women, like I say, making eye contact with men instinctively tells men you're interested in them. I'm not saying don't ever make eye contact with men, but know who the guy is you're talking to, because you know, to a guy, like instinctively, if he sees a woman, doesn't matter who the woman is, looking at him, and, you know, typically he takes it as interest, subconsciously, right? That's not any woman's fault, it's their fault. That's why when you get the girls that always end up with the stalkers are always the ones that are really happy-go-lucky and pretty and tend to be really outgoing and stuff like that, and they tend to make a lot of eye contact, and some of them, they got all these stalkers and they don't know why. And that's probably what it is. I don't have a study to back this up, but I'm just saying, as an observation, I've always told my female friends, don't make eye contact too long with guys unless, you know, you're interested in them, because that's usually the thing that gets you into trouble without, and it's not their fault at all, it's the guy's fault. He's got to learn how to, you know, he's got to learn how to read that and not, you know, take it, you know, become a head case about it, right? So, because you can get the odd girl that might gaze at you and, you know, they talk about the male gaze and the female gaze and stuff like that. They might be gazing at you, but they might not actually be thinking about you, or they, you know, they might be like completely thinking of something else, and they just happen to be looking in your direction. You think they're actually interested in you. That can happen too. So you with a guy, you know, look, we're very structured as males. If you don't know, you don't know. Find out. How's the best way to find out? Just fucking ask. You know, like it's as simple as that. Just ask. Honesty is the number one thing that you should have here. Always, don't try to trick people into being with you. Don't try to be that. Don't be that person. You know, don't try to manipulate people into being with you. I'm not saying you can't have a bit of a plan of how to approach somebody, because that does help, right? But be genuine. Be, you know, because the reason why we have all these women with the trust issues with the men is because of like the red pill community guys saying, oh, all these women with body counts are just hoes and blah, 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 but go out there and sleep with as many women as you can. Well, then you're a hoe yourself. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, no, for men, if you want a woman to be interested in you, you have to be able to make eye contact with her. If you can't, and you could practice on everybody, people that you're not even interested in. Just, you know, just like little small interactions when you're talking, how you doing? Good. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Make eye contact. You know, you don't have to do the Charles Manson 1,000-yard stare. I've said that many times. But just learn how to do it. And the more you do it, the more instinctual it becomes, to the point where you can't talk to people without looking them in the eye. And I'm kind of like that. But watch how people open up to you when you do that. You want to get information from people, look them in the eye. They will tell you their life story in a heartbeat, especially in a loneliness epidemic planet-wise. So you get talking to somebody, it takes them a little while to get out of their shell, but when you get somebody out of their shell, you could just tell it's like a sigh of relief just to talk about anything. How you doing? Good. Oh, you still got your little dog? Yeah. Well, how's the dog? How's the puppy doing? How's the little kids doing? What doesn't matter what. The conversation doesn't matter. It's the quality of the connection of the conversation that matters. And that's, like I say, where do you meet somebody? It's not where do you meet somebody. When you meet people, how do you interact with them? And this is the advice you will never hear from the red pill community, the manosphere. You have basically broken, tainted men trying to give advice to younger men, right? So you don't want to be the broken, tainted guy giving bad advice, right? And I'm not putting these guys down. I'm saying they need to see this video and take it to heart. They need to see videos like this whole series and start to reevaluate and self-reflect. That's the first thing you have to do, is self-reflect. Like, oh, I'm going to become a MGTOW and I'm going to better my life, blah, 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 you know, after this horrible breakup. Well, shouldn't you have been better? Maybe because you weren't trying to better your life before the breakup, maybe that's what led to it. Look at the pie charts. What boxes can you check? This is why people break up. This is why people stay together. What boxes can you check? Oh, maybe when you split the paper right down the center and you put her name here and your name here and you say 2 columns, what I liked about the relationship, what I didn't like about the relationship. And you're going to start to find commonality that it's not just one person in the relationship fucking things up. And in my scenarios, it was always took 2 to tango. Every time. It wasn't just her. And that's what you'll never get from the MGTOW guys. You'll always get, it was just her. I was perfect. But then when you start to probe, and you listen long enough, and again, they out themselves, they'll start telling you how messed up this person and all the red flags when they met her. But somehow, okay, it was like her 4th husband, but somehow I was going to be different. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. And I'm not picking on them. I'm just saying, learn to self-reflect. It will help you so well. But then follow the right-hand path of life. And hopefully this is enough. I know there's so many other little points and stuff I can take jabs at and kick at. But the idea is to give better advice for young men that, don't go on the MGTOW thing. By the time you realize it's a bad idea, you're going to be out of your prime. And trust me, knowing what I know now, if I was going back to, I'd be lethal if I went back to my 20s right now because of how, but I would be 10 times more successful because there's so much rubbish I wouldn't have done and wasted my time and other people's time on knowing what I know now. But you got to be in it to win it. You have to be able to self-analyze. You have to be able to take rejection. And most importantly, you have to be able to forge relationships. And to do that, it takes time. But it always has to start with something really simple, really small. 2 things. Eye contact. Good morning. How you doing? All right. So hopefully this, we'll see what kind of backlash I get, whatever. But guys, take what I say with a grain of salt and apply it. See if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. If it does, well, I don't see how it won't work for you. But remain positive. Follow the right-hand path. We're going to be talking about right-hand path stuff as we go. And try to really get into depth of what the right-hand path is. And, because I think there's a lot of mysticism around that. But anyway, we're going to end this series here for now. We'll see how it goes with if it catches on.